Welcome to Connect to Joy. Your host, Carol DeChaine, is an intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and Marconic multidimensional energy practitioner. Her quest is to help you realize new possibilities, discover and release what holds you back, and enable you to manifest an inspired life filled with joy. Join us on this journey of transformation. Now, here's your host, Carol DeChaine.
Welcome. I have a question for you today. When you hear the phrase, "Don't wait to be happy," what is your immediate reaction? I mean, sure, life can be stressful. Life can be busy. Life can be depressing, upsetting. You fill in the blank. And sometimes happy is not really on the agenda. We don't feel happy because our outer circumstances don't take us from here to there. We're human, and sometimes we get stressed out and worried. So what keeps you stressed out and worried in your life? I mean, life can be tough. Maybe it's just your kids. Whether they're doing great or they're not, they can be busy. Running around 3-year-olds can take a lot of energy and even stress sometimes because you want to make sure they don't get into anything. There can be financial worry. Maybe you can't pay your bills. Maybe they come up and you're going, oh my goodness. Or perhaps you want to save for something and you can't, so you're stressed out and you're thinking about your finances in this negative way. Maybe you're losing a job or you have an uncertainty about whether you're going to keep yours or not. Maybe there's a change that's happening and so you're concerned about that or you're worried. Perhaps there's sickness, a diagnosis of something that leaves you in fear and again uncertainty. Maybe there's been a death, so you're grieving and going through those stages. Or maybe you're having a heartbreak from a divorce or an impending divorce, and perhaps it's not the most civilized divorce in the world. They're all difficult. When can you be happy if you're going through all of this stuff? So many times we think, I'll be happy later. And you don't really think it that way, but you're probably not even aware that you're putting off being happy. Maybe you're thinking, I'll be happy when I achieve something, when I have this goal, when I have this job, when I have something. Or maybe you're thinking, you'll be happy when you get through this difficult situation, this hard time you're going through. Maybe you're thinking, I'll be happy when I find my love of my life. I'll be happy when I find that new job that I want, when I get hired somewhere, when I make a certain amount of money. I'll be happy when I have a new home, a new car, when I can get out of debt. And if you're waiting to be happy for when you retire, you're waiting a long time, unless that's next week. Does any of that sound familiar to you? It's not that you on purpose putting off being happy, but if you look at your life, are you happy on any given day? Maybe the answer is, well, yeah, kinda. But it doesn't have to be that. What the heck are we waiting for? That's what I want to know. Whether we have one life or many, whether we are on this planet or on other ones, who really knows? We honestly don't have any idea, no matter what we think, whether there is another life or whether this is all we've got. If we've got nothing else, why are we waiting to be happy? If there's only a set number of years, shouldn't you try and be happy like all the time? Sometimes it feels, well, wrong to be happy, doesn't it? If someone died, you don't really want to be happy. That's bad and disrespectful for the person who dies. If someone says, I want a divorce, being happy may be the farthest thing from your mind. Or if you're going through financial problems. But if you can find a way to have at least a bit of happiness, or maybe it will ring more true to you to have a bit more joy, then perhaps that will help you. Because that deeper feeling underneath everything that things are going to be fine, that you can be happy no matter what. You can find joy even in just a moment in time, even when you're going through, well, hell sometimes. Then you have something to live for. If all you're facing is all the garbage in the world that's hitting you willy-nilly, why do you even want to be alive? What joy is there in that? Without joy, what's the point of having a life? It's just a lot of work. And a lot of work isn't always that much fun. And fun is a word I never really paid much attention to before. But really, life should be fun. It should be filled with joy, even during the hard times. We can help each other get through it. Whether the joy is just a deep-seated love for someone that doesn't come out with, oh, you need to be happy, and somebody just died. You don't need to do that. But you can be there for other people to help them get through the times they have by holding them in love. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, because the kind of stuff that I want to do is to give you a 6-step process to help you turn it around when you're not being happy. So I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. But I wanted to be sure I mentioned that I want to dedicate the show to a lady on America's Got Talent, and I know I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Her name is Jane Marchetski, maybe? She went by the stage name of Nightbird. She was a really undernourished looking singer. She looked like she was ill, and when she gave her story, it was that she had 98% chance of dying from cancer. But she said she had a 2% chance of living. And isn't that an amazing attitude to have? And she said something that really hit me, and I hope it also impacted other people. I went back and listened to it on YouTube to see exactly the wording she said, because I remembered it slightly differently. And what she said was, you can't wait before life isn't hard anymore to be happy. Isn't that something that really hits home? It made like a lot of people cry that night. So let me say that again. You can't wait before life isn't hard anymore to be happy. How do you feel about that? And you may wonder, well, but she's got cancer. How can she be happy? It reminded me of a minister I had when I was growing up. And she used to say to the congregation at the Unity Church, how are you feeling today? And everybody would give her varying answers. And a lot of times we'd say, great, wonderful, fantastic, because we expected that that's what we were supposed to say. And she'd say, wonderful. But she'd look at somebody maybe that would say, all right. And she'd say, choose again. She'd look him right in the eye and she'd say, choose again. You have the choice to be whatever you want to be. They're your emotions. You choose. You have that power to decide. Sometimes we don't feel we do. We feel like we're stuck and we're constantly reacting to things around us. We don't think we have the power to make ourselves happy, to be happy without the outside world making us happy. The outside situations that kind of boomerang us into happiness. Something's good outside and we go, oh, I must be happy. Someone appreciates us and you go, oh, I'm happy about that. Someone says they love us and we go, oh, that feels good. Oh, it makes me so happy. Your kids do well in school. They do well in life and you're going, oh, that makes me so happy. But what if you had the choice on how you responded instead of simply reacting to things around you? Because if you're only reacting, you don't have a lot of power about your choices. You've given your choices away. You've let go of that ability to create your own power, to not be a victim. Because if you're only reacting to what's happening outside of your inside personal space, if you're reacting to everything else, you aren't deciding for yourself how you're going to react over something. No one can tell you what emotions that you need to have or how happy you can be in your life or how sad. I mean, people try. I've heard people tell others, that person's been gone, meaning dead, for 2 years. Why are you still grieving? Get over it. And I'm going, really? That's their choice. Their choice is to hang on. But it's their decision. Sometimes people need to wake up and decide, yeah, I can be happy, even if it's only in a small way, because the outside doesn't reflect what I want anymore. So they take their power and they try and make it better. But it's really not up to you to tell people your choice is wrong. It's up to them to decide. It's up to my listeners to decide, or my clients, my coaching clients, my psychic clients. It's up to them to decide what's right for you. And when I do Marconics multidimensional energy work, some people are attracted to the name alone, and other people have no clue what it is and don't care. You have to know what's right for you in every part of your life. And it's easier said than done. But it's your choice on how you respond to what comes up in your life. Just let that soak in and realize you do have that power. You have that right to decide how you are going to react, and it's all your choice and no one else's. And don't let anyone else tell you anything to the contrary. So now I'm going to go ahead and give you 6 steps. And I'm also going to get into a meditation a little bit that'll help you bounce back into being happier. So let's start with these 6 steps. I want you to have an idea that when you realize you're just not in a good place, you have an option. You have many options, but this is one tool you can use. So the first thing is don't ignore what's going on. If you're unhappy, things are happening around you that drive you crazy, by all means, don't decide that you're going to ignore the problem, the issue, the person. It's okay for it to be in your life. Say, okay, so it's there. Don't resist it so hard that you get an ulcer because you're avoiding everything altogether. So number 1 is don't ignore the problem or the issue or whatever you want to call it. Number 2, the second step is to feel into the problem, into that person. How big is this issue that's causing you unhappiness or sadness or anything other than being happy or joyful? How big is the situation? Is it huge? When I say feel into it, I mean close your eyes and think about the situation surrounding you, what it is, who it is, and feel out to the outermost edges of it. Just sort of allow yourself to see if it's this huge, unbelievable size where it keeps going and like you have this huge dark cloud over you. Is it ginormous? Is it bigger than the universe? Or is it just a small little area that you're going, oh, well, this is kind of small. I guess I can handle this. Or maybe it feels enormous. Feel into that problem. How big does it feel to you? Maybe it reaches back through lifetimes. Who knows? So feel into it. See how big it is. And that's the second step. The third step is to look at how you feel emotionally when you're kind of in the middle of this giant problem that you just felt to the edges of. How does your body feel? Do you feel tight? Do you feel tense? Do you feel emotionally sad? Happy? Not probably, or you wouldn't be doing this. So maybe you feel grief, anger, fear, whatever it is. I want you to be able to look at this emotion and see how big it is inside this problem that you're looking at as a problem. What do you feel? Sometimes there's 2 or 3 different emotions all wrapped up together. So you think it's fear, and maybe underneath it's anger. Or maybe you only feel angry about the situation. Maybe underneath it there's a little worry, and then there's a big knot of fear underneath it. Sometimes when your child is even lost in a store, even for 30 seconds, the first thing is fear. But then when you see them come back, you're angry because they moved away out of your sight and you go, oh my God, don't ever do that again. But really, underneath it is worry and a huge ball of fear that you might lose them. So realize there's more than one emotion that might be connected to this issue, this person, this situation. So those are the first 3 steps. First, don't ignore the problem. The second one is feel into it. How big does it feel? Does it feel enormous? Or does it feel just kind of small and maybe it's not going to affect you that much? And then, how do you feel emotionally? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel fear? How do you feel about the situation or this person? Sometimes we are looking at it and there's those other underlying emotions underneath the one we actually see. So try and delve a little deeper and see what else is there. And now I want you to look at this whole problem you've seen as how big it is and what it feels like. And I want you to look at your TV set and I want you to push the whole problem onto the TV set. Say, okay, there it is. This is a movie or a TV show that's playing. And then you can relax and go, oh, okay. It is no longer in my life. I took that step back. I'm going to look at my TV screen and what is happening. So the fourth step is to put it in your TV set as though it was a show and take the step back so you can watch it kind of play out in your life. You can distance yourself a bit from being in the middle of it, which is where you would have felt when you were looking at how big it was and how you felt about it. Now, step 5 is as you've divorced yourself from what's happening, really look at the situation as though it is a show. You look at the TV shows, you ever talk to the TV where you go, why are you doing that? That is so stupid. Like horror shows, when the people go towards the problem instead of away, when they answer the door, when they know there's a murderer around, when they start running through the woods and then they fall and trip and get attacked. They always fall, don't they? Whatever it is, look at it on the TV show. Look at what's happening to those characters on there. Are they stuck? Are they doing stupid things that you're going, what are you doing? But don't make it about you. Make it about the show. Take that step back and emotionally detach yourself so you can see what's happening. And as you can tell those people, what they're doing out there, the last step is to feel compassion towards those characters, especially the one that's playing you on the set. Feel compassion and see what they would act and how they would react if they were reacting with happiness or a little bit of joy in their being, how they would respond to what's going on around them. Maybe they'd just be a little kinder. Maybe they'd be a little more compassionate. Maybe they would act in a gentler manner or have some love for the other person in the situation. If you look at that person and you can look at that person who is actually you on the TV screen with compassion and love, you'll be able to see that they can be happy. They can be filled with peace and joy and whatever else you want that person to be filled with. And since we're talking right now about not waiting to be happy, imagine how they would react if they indeed were happy. So let me go over those 6 steps again so you can remember what they are. So first, the easy one, well, or hard, depending on how you look at it, is don't ignore the problem. Don't push it under the rug. Don't ignore it. Don't avoid it. Just go, okay, this is what's happening. Then feel into the problem. How big does it feel? How overwhelming does it feel? Keep reaching out beyond your space with your eyes shut and feel how big it feels. Does it feel close to your body or is it just go and go and go? Maybe it's only stuck in your aura and in your body, but maybe it feels huge. It feels like it spans lifetimes. The third step is how do you feel emotionally by this situation, this person, or this what you might consider a problem? Are you unhappy? Are you fearful? What's going on? Step 4 is to take that whole glocky stuff that you just went through and shove it all on the screen, on the TV screen, and step back and sit down on your couch with popcorn and take a look and see what's going on in this movie, this TV show that you put up there. Watch it play out like you're eating popcorn at a movie theater. And look at it and say, well, that's interesting. Why are they doing that? What's up with that person? More like kind of like a critic watching a movie rather than somebody totally caught up in what's going on. Because if you find yourself getting caught up, go, take the step back and go, okay, what do they do? Oh, that's stupid. Oh, well, look how they're doing that. Look what's going on with this. Whatever it looks like, just do it from someone totally disconnected to what's happening. And then the last one is why you're seeing them making their decisions they're making on the TV screen. Really imagine that character choosing happiness, but first see the person playing you on the screen with compassion, knowing they're doing the best they can, and allowing them to choose happiness and kind of rewriting the whole scenario to see where they go from there. Because you can choose to do something different, but you have to see that you can, understand that you have that choice, even when you feel caught in a situation. So those are the 6 steps. Next, I want to take you through a meditation to going through those steps with maybe a situation you're in. So if you want to sit back and relax, or maybe just listen and come back later when you can sit back and relax, let's close our eyes, get comfortable, and we're going to take a couple of breaths. And before we get too far into it, after you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and then think of a situation or a problem that you feel you can't really be happy about, that isn't really either appropriate, doesn't feel right, you'd feel guilty if you felt happy, whatever it may be. Think of a situation or a person that you're connected to that you would like to feel more closure with, more peace, more happiness about life or joy, even if it's a weird situation to feel happiness or joy around. So take another breath and go ahead and just feel anything from the day that's heavy sliding away down through your body as the light starts coming brightly into your crown. The crown of your head feels lighter as it starts seeping down this golden light down through your body, releasing all the worries of the day, of the week, or the month, letting all of it go, little by little, as the light goes down into your neck, your throat, down into your chest, into your heart, all the way down through your body, little by little, clearing out the debris, clearing out the worry, the fear, the impatience, the anger. It all just continues on down through the body, clearing it as the light fills every bit of your being. And as all of the guck and the ooze comes out through the bottom of your feet, literally watch it transform itself from maybe a black tarry or whatever color and substance it looks like to you into a bright light. Watch it and feel it as it all leaves your body and as you can see it transforming and transmuting into a brightness again. Whenever you release things, make sure you transmute it so that you don't have a bunch of negativity surrounding you that you've just released. Feel it all the way through your body. And now think of something that you are unhappy about. Let's take you through this process now. Think of it and allow it to not be fearful. You're safe in this location. You're safe now. So allow this whole situation, this person, whatever it may be, see how big it is. See the situation expanding to its outermost limits. How far and how big is it? Does it feel bigger than the room you're in? Does it feel bigger than the house? Maybe it's bigger and bigger in the whole state that you're in if you're in the United States. Perhaps it's even farther than that. Feel it until you feel like you're at the edge of this big monster thing that's holding you back. And then while you're in the middle of it, feel into your emotions. Is there anger about it? Is there worry? Perhaps there's grief or depression. What is the main feeling connected to this, whatever it may be? You know what the one that comes up immediately is. Is it sadness? Think about it. Feel into it. When you have the first one, this first feeling, be aware, and then feel like this emotion has a zipper on it. So start unzipping this emotion, maybe even like a banana. You're taking out the layer on the outside. Take off the skin and see what's hiding underneath. Is there another emotion? So unzip the banana or take off the peel and see what other emotion may be hiding underneath there. Maybe underneath the anger, there's fear and worry, or there's doubt, insecurity. What is it underneath that main emotion that you felt? Feel through it and allow it to be there, just knowing what it is right now. Take a breath, knowing still that you're safe where you're at, and allow all of those emotions and the whole situation that you felt all the way out through. See a TV screen in front of you and allow it, just push it over and allow it to be sucked into the TV. And you're going to sit back, put your feet up on your couch, and grab that popcorn and maybe a beer or whatever you want to drink and start watching the movie. Start the forward button. What's happening? But eat that popcorn. Relax. It's not you. You're not out there. It's not your thing. It's just a movie. How does it appeal to you? Do you like it? Is it sad? Is it happy? Is it an adventure or a drama or sci-fi? What's going on in this show that was this whole situation you were concerned about? When you can start looking at the characters from a safe location, so you're not in there with them, start looking at the different characters and say, oh, yeah, that would be me. That would be me, that person is acting out. Okay. And you sit back and you go, wow, look at what they're doing. How do you feel about what they're doing? In this situation that you're seeing that person acting out as you, is it really annoying because of their way they're acting? Do you feel their fear from where you're sitting? The reactions, maybe they're reacting to things instead of thinking about it, being true to themselves. What's happening? Just watch that movie. If they're doing something you consider really stupid, like that horror movie I mentioned where they go running into the wrong location, what happens? Where are you? Sit back on that couch and feel safe. And look at what's going on and judge them a bit and say, well, yeah, they didn't choose happiness, so what are they choosing? And then look at those emotions that you had unpeeled a bit back or unzipped. What were those emotions? Put them out there on the screen and see that being who is you on the screen acting out your life with compassion. Know that they're doing what they can. Give that person love, meaning give yourself love, but give it to the person on the TV screen and see that they're doing best they can right now. And then rewrite the script. Write in a little bit of compassion for their fellow man, a little bit more love for themselves, a little more, whatever it is, happiness, joy, peace, whatever it is that you want to feel in the situation, and see how they react. See how they become different by doing that. Now take another breath. And then, as you see the differences, allow yourself to pull that problem back towards you and see it shift so that instead of this huge issue, you see it starting to shift. You see yourself starting to understand what the lesson is, why it's there, and for you to feel peace and even happiness surrounding whatever it is. Take another breath and know that you can find that kernel of happiness or joy no matter what is happening in your life. It's your choice. It's your power. You're a powerful being. You can choose again if you don't like where you are. So as you come back into your body and you start knowing that all is well, that you've been safe this whole time, take another breath and feel yourself float and settle into your body if you were anywhere else, so that you can open your eyes and truly feel at one. And that issue that you were looking at should feel lighter, should feel less intimidating, less worrisome, less painful perhaps. And remember that life happens. Life can be messy. Life can be a lot of things. But it's how you choose to react that matters. It's how you choose to be in your power. No one can tell you how you can be in a situation. They can try, but it's your choice how you feel, how you react. Don't give that choice away to someone else. Don't wait until things are better until you find and choose happiness. Are you brave enough to be happy now in spite of what's going on around you? Maybe you are, and maybe you don't think you are. You can be happier. And as Nightbird said, you can't wait before life isn't hard anymore to be happy. So don't wait to be happy. Make that choice for yourself right now.
Thank you for listening to Connect to Joy. If you love the show, make sure you rate, review, and share this podcast. And subscribe so you never miss an episode. Contact the host, Carol DeChaine, with questions and comments, ideas for future episodes, or if you would like to become a guest. And remember, transformation is a journey and not an end destination. So be kind to yourself, because you are already enough to have the joyful, limitless life that you desire.